Hi guys. I actually really love Harry Potter. So I'm gonna just show you this video and it's about Harry Potter right now. As you might know, Harry Potter is an act, a complete act. So what you can do is search up Harry Potter tours. This is Emma Watson. This is at the beginning of the movie, and then this is at the end. This is Robbie Coltrane. He is a player of Hagrid, and then that one's Richard Harris, I think. Daniel Radcliffe. Don't know him. I forgot. Yeah, that's Daniel Radcliffe. I don't know the difference between those two, so I don't know which one's which. I do know her name, but I've forgotten. That's Rupert, Emma, Tom. That's Bill. I forgot his name. Matthew and Bunny. Bunny Wright. No thanks. So then we're going to be looking at Snape is Alan Rickman. Guys, we're just going to look at this. So it's going to be Harry Potter actors that are videos. We're not going to look at their favorite lines. That can be on a different one. So let's just look here. These are the people who were in the Philosopher's Stone cast. This is so that's James Phillips. The baby Harry is Saunders triplets. Now, guys, we're just going to be looking at a video. This video to be exact. Oh my gosh, guys, it's an ad, which is absolutely annoying. Okay, let's go.
Another video, fellow Potterheads.
By me.
The Harry Potter cast has spoken many times about how spectacular the 10 years on set of the franchise was for them. But did you know that a lot of
10-year-old Daniel Radcliffe had no idea his role. His dad actually knew some of the filmmakers from work with them. His job, every literary agent, that didn't stop them from rejecting their offers to have Daniel's audition, though. In the early days, Harry Potter was actually supposed to be filmed in America, and the actors were asked to sign for all the movies just at 10 years old. And you know how to sign out the entire series, and it was all to be filmed in America. Dan's parents thought it was a little too destructive to the son's life. And little did they know what would happen, but then Dream Theatre turned that all around. Daniel's parents took seeing Harry Potter screenwriters as a sign, and voila, I don't believe in fate. Okay, guys, this is just like so hard.
Dan claims it was luck and the fact that he loved what he was doing that landed him the part.
Dragon egg.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Rupert's audition story is a true testament to how similar he actually is to
my
Ron
gosh.
Weasley. He sent not one, but 2 audition tapes. He never received a response from the first one, so decided to make another one and take it to the next level with a rap.
Then I did a rap, how I wanted to be Ron.
That got the casting department's attention, and after multiple auditions, he was officially Ron Weasley.
Something doesn't make sense.
Back in 2011, he even performed the rap. Take a listen.
Hello there, my name's Rupert Grint. I hope you like this ese toque de sting.
Emma Watson had close to no experience when she was cast in Harry Potter. The casting directors from the film had visited schools in London looking for the perfect Hermione.
My school got an invitation to get 16 of us from the school of the ages around 11.
They obviously loved her because they called her in for a proper audition. 6 more to be exact, and then finally offered her the part. Emma still believes that she got the role because of her determination even without experience. How Hermione of her. J.K. Rowling thought so too, even if she originally mentioned that Emma was a little too pretty to play Hermione.
Shut up. If Filch comes round the corner any second now.
The theme of Matthew Lewis's Neville audition is 100% dedication. He waited in line for about 5 hours with his mom at an open audition, just for the chance to show his talent. He was a huge fan of Harry Potter and needed a
Guys, so in Harry Potter, when Neville got the Remembrall in the Philosopher's Stone, it turned red. Look, he is not wearing his robes. That's why the Remembrall turned red, because everyone's wearing their robes, but Neville isn't. So, yes.
Just been so fortunate to be in a project like that. I've been a huge fan of the books.
Even after his mom tried convincing him just to head home, he was determined to reach the front of the line. And he did. Believe it or not, Tom Felton wasn't in the market to play Draco Malfoy. He originally auditioned for both Harry Potter and Ron Weasley. He obviously didn't get those lead roles, but we're pretty sure him playing Draco instead was the perfect decision. And Tom thinks he knows the exact point where they knew he'd be a great Malfoy. He spent the entire audition pretending like he was a fan of the books. So when the producers asked him what his favorite scene was, he had no choice but to lie.
The guy next to me said something about Gringotts and goblins, so I was just like, yeah.
The producers must have taken that as a very Draco thing to do, and he got the part. Ivana Lynch being in the Harry Potter franchise was fate, and you can't convince us otherwise. Before she even auditioned for the role, she had been pen pals with J.K. Rowling, who encouraged her to overcome her eating disorder. So when she heard there would be an open audition for Luna in London, she flew over with her father and waited hours with thousands of other girls. After being screened on her looks, take a listen to what she told casting agents.
And I was like, if you don't pick me, that's okay, that's your choice, but you're going to be wrong.
When they called in the actual casting director to come in during her audition, she knew things had gone well, and she was right. Just 3 days later, they called her back for a second audition. The rest is history.
We became, pen friends before I got the role.
Bonnie Wright has her brother to thank for landing the role of Ginny Weasley. She'd only been 9 years old at the time of the Harry Potter casting, and her older brother was a huge fan of the series. So when he mentioned to her that she looked like Ginny, she decided to read the books and absolutely fell in love. After begging her mother to get her an audition for Ginny, she got the role, and here we are almost 2 decades later.
I mean, I started when I was 9. I think you can still vividly remember quite a lot of it.
James and Oliver also attended an open audition together and continued to get called back until landing the role. But the funny thing was they had no idea who was playing which Weasley twin. So they got to set the first day still not knowing, and after getting their scripts, they finally decided it was time to ask the casting director, except she had no idea either. She eventually came back with an answer, but James and Oliver are convinced they decided who would play who on a whim. Tom Felton wasn't the only one who had no idea what or who Harry Potter was. Devin Murray's Harry Potter audition had a pretty embarrassing twist to it. After being invited to a screen test for the first film, he walked straight past Daniel to director Chris Columbus and said,
Hi, Harry, nice to meet you.
We're pretty sure Chris laughed it off, considering he was later offered the part. Not to be dramatic, but it would probably be a crime against humanity for the part.
Nice to meet you.
He walked straight past Daniel to director Chris Columbus and said,
Hi, Harry, nice to meet you.
We're pretty sure Chris laughed it off, considering he was later offered the part. Not to be dramatic, but it would probably be a crime against humanity if Helena Bonham Carter wasn't Bellatrix. But that was almost a reality.
Okay, that's enough of this video, but I can't start watching.
I didn't quite extend as far as reading all the books.
She wasn't the original actress cast for the role. They originally brought on Helen McRory, but Helen left the role after she found out she was pregnant, and they brought on Helena. The two ended up playing sisters. Helen McRory was recast as Narcissa Malfoy in the last 3 films. The original Dumbledore was played by the iconic Richard Harris before he sadly passed away. But we were so close to never seeing his version of Dumbledore. The producers offered him the role multiple times, and each time offered him more money. But Richard just didn't want to spend his golden years working on a franchise. But he eventually gave in. For that, we have his granddaughter to thank, who hilariously told her grandfather she'd never speak to him again if he didn't take on the role. Alan Rickman wasn't the first choice for Snape. Let that sink in. Alan was only brought on after Tim Roth turned down the role to take on the blockbuster hit Planet of the Apes. At least it worked out for both of them. We have to say we're very glad they decided to go the route of Alan Rickman. Just look at how much he loved the franchise.
Do you know, I won't really miss anything because it's been such an extraordinarily complete character to play.
Ralph Fiennes originally thought that Voldemort just wasn't his cup of tea. He was a classically trained actor and couldn't see himself playing the character. But his sister talked some sense into him, and we got the dark masterpiece that is Voldemort. Honestly, his theater training made Voldemort that much more dramatic, and we love it. Being the author of the series, J.K. Rowling, of course, had some names swirling around her mind when it came to casting, and Robbie Coltrane was one of them. She handpicked him for the role of Hagrid and said he was the perfect choice. How could anyone argue with that? Luckily, he agreed and absolutely loved his experience working on the films.
I think it's great. It's a great feeling.
Gary Oldman may have been the perfect Sirius Black, but his original motive behind getting the role wasn't because he loved the franchise. He simply needed the money to support his family. I needed the work. That's the honest answer. Honestly, respect. After getting the role and filming Prisoner of Azkaban, he fell in love with the series alongside his kids. It's hard to believe that we were this close from getting an entirely different Harry Potter cast. It makes us even more glad that our fave actors got the parts, even if they were in very unconventional ways. What audition story is your favorite? Let's chat about it below. We'd love it if you hit that subscribe button and give this video a
Okay guys, that should be enough. So